Yeah! Coming up next, we're talking about the X-Men movies!
Hey, comic enthusiasts and pop culture lovers, I'm Ashley.
Sup, nerds? I'm Ryan, and together we are
Couple of Nerds.
Sup, nerds? This is our last episode talking about the X-Men, and we are talking about the X-Men movies.
That's right.
So, I know that the movies first came out in the early 2000s.
Yep, and there were a lot.
There are a lot. There was the first trilogy.
Yep.
And that was with our main characters, and Patrick Stewart.
Oh yeah, I love Patrick Stewart.
He was Charles Xavier, who was perfect for the role. It's like it was made for him. And then Ian McKellen was Magneto, which was super dope. I loved those movies. They basically kind of threw my love of X-Men right back into gear.
Yeah.
I was so excited to see all my favorite characters, and then I realized that most of my favorite characters were not in it. Only one of them, and that was Wolverine.
Yeah.
And that was Hugh Jackman. Very, very young Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
Yeah, and made him basically the main character.
Yeah.
And then they gave him his own trilogy and a series of spin-offs with Wolverine Origins, The Wolverine, and then Logan.
Yes. And then there was the other new trilogy, which started with First Class.
Yep, the prequel trilogy.
And there was a lot in it. And I know there was one thing that movies end up not getting right, and it's kind of a pet peeve of mine that they are not quite getting this right, and that's because they keep rushing the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yes.
And they keep trying to put it into one movie, and it's not going to work that way. It's called a saga for a reason. It doesn't fit in just one film.
Yeah.
It's supposed to span over like a multitude of films. Which is what I'm hoping they'll do for the MCU when they bring them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah. Just to gradually show how Jean transforms into this chaotic force, even though she starts as a very kind and gentle person.
They can interpret it the way they wanted to. Even the characters' costumes for when they were actually fighting was vastly different from the cartoons or the comics. They decided to put them in black leather or gray outfits, which was a very interesting choice because they were trying to make it more realistic, and they were following the suit of the Matrix, and that's why they were putting everyone in black leather instead. They even have a joke when Wolverine's putting on the outfit. He's like, "This is kind of ridiculous," and Cyclops just looks over and is like, "What would you prefer, blue and yellow leather? No, blue and yellow spandex."
Yeah.
I was like, I just love all of them so much, and I've noticed in some of the most recent films and shows for the MCU, they've actually brought in the original X-Men cartoon theme song when things are coming in, because they're leading up to bringing in the mutants.
Yeah, when they say that Miss Marvel is actually a mutant, you hear the song, but it's like a new version, and I'm really hoping that we get to hear more of that new version and something else.
Yeah, and in Multiverse of Madness,
Yeah.
Charles Xavier just comes rolling out in his like full motorized, like levitating, like wheelchair yellow thing.
Yeah, which was not in the movies, that was in the comics.
Yeah, just in the comics
and the
only.
show.
And it comes out with da-na-na-na-na-na. I was like, ugh! I squealed. I squealed very loudly in the theater. Really excited for what they're going to be bringing in for the X-Men, for the MCU. Because I know with the Secret Invasion show that's coming out, that's going to be making all of the ingredients for all of this stuff happening in the MCU be ready to actually have the X-Men pop up.
Oh yeah.
I know this for a fact because I know in the comics they need to be present when